Hello and welcome to another painting tutorial from GMP Miniatures. So this time I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to show you how I painted Jokaero's crew from the Batman miniature game. So I'm painting 3 separate models here and I'm priming them all in white primer from Vallejo. And then I go ahead and all the pants are orange. So I'm using Jokaero orange from Citadel and I'm giving a base coat to all the pants. Next, I paint this guy's vest in the body armour with cold grey from Vallejo. I'm just going to keep swapping back and forward between models so you can see what I did for each model. I also use cold grey to base coat the arm wraps, so these are the bandages that are around some of the characters' arms. I used Mournfang brown from Citadel. This is to base coat any leather areas, so I'm focusing on the boots here. Some of the characters have straps for the body armour, and I think all 3 of them have straps around the legs, leather brown straps with buckles on, so I'll paint them as well. So the third guy here is wearing a slightly different top, so I'm painting that in Steel Legion Drab. This is from Citadel. This guy's top hat is base coated in Pink Horror from Citadel. The front rim of the hat is painted black. This is from Vallejo. And then I move on to painting some of the metal areas. Now one of the characters has a knives, this one has a chain, so I'm painting those in Gunmetal from Vallejo. The decorative parts of the hat are painted in Brassy brass, this is from Vallejo. So the first step of the skin is to paint it with Bugman's Glow from Citadel. I'm just base coating this over all of the skin areas, making sure I get into the fingers in the bandage wraps. And then the whole model is given a thick wash of Agrax Earthshade. So I'm covering every inch of the model, even the mask. I'm just going to coat the whole model in this shade. Give the metals a slightly more realistic appearance, I'm going to use Nuln Oil from Citadel. And at this point I'm just backtracking a bit, I forgot to paint the bat, so I'm going to use Zandri dust for that. And then I'm going to start work on the masks. So first off I'm painting the eye sockets in black here. Then I paint the nose and lips with Mephiston Red, this is from Citadel. And then I give it a wash with Nuln Oil. This wash is thinned down a bit with Lamian Medium instead of water. And I apply the same wash to the top half. So now I'm going to start doing some layering. I'm going to start with Troll Slayer Orange from Citadel, and I'm just going over the highest areas of the pants, trying to leave that previous colour in the recesses. doing the same process on the masks now, but I'm using Ceramite White from Citadel. So this is all the high areas where I want the mask to be white. And the same layering technique is carried out on the skin, so I'm using Cadian Fleshtone for this. I'm giving it a few thin layers, I'm just going over the highest points, leaving that previous colour in the recesses. Now to do the guy's face paint, I'm going in with a dry brush of Ceramite White. This kind of gives it a nice faded blended look to make it look like the face paint's quite old. And to paint some stubble on the guy's head, I'm using Steel Legion Drab. I'm just stippling this on rather than dry brushing to get a kind of stubbly effect. And then I go ahead and paint in the eyes with Vallejo's black. So same as the masks, I'm using Mephiston Red for the mouth. And then back to the layering technique, I'm going to layer over some cold grey from Vallejo. This is over the grey areas. I'm starting on his vest. This is watered down quite a bit so it blends in quite nicely. So to add some stains to the vest, I'm stippling on Typhus Corrosion from Citadel. And then I go ahead and start trying to paint in some letters on the guy's vest. Now it's coming out backwards on the video just because it's captured backwards, but if you can imagine, this is going to say Arkham because he's from Arkham Prison. So I'm just painting these letters on to spell Arkham. The metal areas are highlighted with Runefang steel from Citadel. And using the layering technique again, I'm going back with Steel Legion Drab, and I'm just going over this guy's hoodie, and I'm just using the same technique, leaving that darker colour in the recesses. So to start on some highlighting, I'm going to use Cold Grey from Vallejo. I'm just going over the very edges of the body armour just to make them pop a little bit more. These decorative metal parts are highlighted with Glorious Gold from Vallejo. The models are done. I'm going to start base coating the bases, so I'm using German Grey here from Vallejo. I've watered this down quite heavily so it covers better. Then I go ahead and use Cold Grey from Vallejo and give it a dry brush over all of the base. And then finally, a dry brush with Stonewall Grey from Vallejo. This is your final highlight on this base. So for the rim I used black. To make the base look a bit more interesting, I go ahead and apply some PVA glue, and I'm using Army Painter's Wilderness Tufts here. So all you gotta do is pull them off and stick them wherever you want them. So I'm sticking one on each base of each model. And then finally, a matte varnish from Vallejo. This is just to protect the model as it's made of metal. So here is a look at the 3 finished models. I'll give you a 360-degree view of each. I'm quite happy with how they came out, really quick and easy to paint. And I do plan to include Harley Quinn, Joker, maybe Mr. Hammer further on in the upcoming weeks, because I plan to paint them as well. So I'd just like to thank you for watching, and it would be really helpful for the channel if you could maybe leave a like.